Okay, find the gradient of the line through each pair of points. So we don't have to do this, but it's nice to label points. So we'll call the first point A, 4, 0, and the second point B, 6, 6. The gradient of a line, so the gradient of AB, is given by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Whatever point you label x1, y1, it does not matter. What does matter is the order with which you write out this formula. It's always y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Which point you call x1, y1, x2, y2 is irrelevant. So y2 will be 6, y1 is 0. So we'll have 6 minus 0 over x2 minus x1, 6 minus 4. The gradient of AB equals 6 over 2. The gradient of AB equals 3. And that's all we're going to be doing for the rest of this exercise. B, again, we're going to call A 0.03, B the point 87. The gradient of AB equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 7 minus 3 over 8 minus 0. That's going to be 4 over 8. So the gradient of AB equals a half. Note, we are not writing this as a decimal. No decimals. Okay, let's do F because we have a minus sign. There's a minus sign in C as well. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, so A is the point, minus 5, minus 3. B is the point, 4, 3. So the gradient of AB equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that will be 3 minus 3. So we must use brackets over 4 x2 minus 5. So use brackets. The gradient of AB is 3 plus 3 over 4 plus 5, 6 over 9. The gradient of AB is 2/3. Again, we leave it as a fraction. We do not express this as a decimal. Question 2 is similar to question 1, so we're not going to do question 2. I'll leave that for you to do as an exercise. We're going to do question 3, find the midpoints of the line segments joining the points in question 1. Okay, we're not going to go back to question 1. We're just going to concentrate on question 2. So I'm just going to change this to question 2 so we can stay on the same page. So let's start with A. A is the point 0, minus 3. B is the point 4, 5. We want to find the midpoint of AB. Okay, so the midpoint of AB is given by the sum of the x coordinates divided by 2 and the sum of the y coordinates divided by 2. So the midpoint of AB will be x2, which is 4, plus x1, which is 0. 4 plus 0 over 2. And then the y coordinates, the sum of the y coordinates, 5 plus minus 3 over 2. 4 over 2 is 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1. So the midpoint, let's call it M. The midpoint of A and B is the point 2, 1. B. The point A is minus 4, 2. Point B is 2, 5. The midpoint of AB is the sum of the x coordinates divided by 2. That's the x coordinate of the midpoint. And the y coordinate is the sum of the y coordinates of the 2 points divided by 2. x2 plus x1, so 2 plus minus 4 over 2. And then 5 plus 2 over 2. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Minus 2 divided by 2 is minus 1. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 over 2. Again, we are not writing this as 3.5 or 3.5. We're leaving it as a fraction. So the midpoint is M minus 1, 7 over 2. We'll do one more and then you're going to do the rest. A is -1 minus 6. B is 2, 6. So the midpoint of AB will be x2 plus x1 over 2, y2 plus y1 over 2. So we will have 2 plus -1 over 2, 6 plus -6 over 2. That'll be 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 over 2 is a half. Leave it as a half, it's not 0.5. 6 plus -6 is 6 minus 6 is 0, divided by 2 is 0. So therefore M, the midpoint of AB, is the point a half, 0. And I want you to do D on your own and then do the whole of exercise 1 and find the midpoints of those points. Question 4. A is the point -3, 5. B is the point 1, 1. C is the point 5, 9. Draw triangle ABC on a coordinate grid. Okay, so whenever you are required to sketch diagrams, always use grid or graph paper. Okay, so A is -3, 5. So -3 on the X, 5 on the Y. So this is where A is. B is 1, 1, which is over there. C is 5, 9. So 5, 9. And then connect A, B, and C to form a triangle. Okay, find the equation of the straight line through A and C. So we want the equation of that line AC. Okay, now to find the equation of a straight line has the equation y equals mx plus c. We need to know the gradient and one point, right? To find c, you don't necessarily have to, from the graph, can you see what the y-intercept is? No, it's not clear, right? It's between 6 and 7. We don't know that it's 6.5, and we can't guess. We're not guessing. So we need a point to find out the value of c. We need the gradient and a point. To work out, to find the equation of a straight line, you need the gradient and one point, just one point. So because we're working with points A and C, let's write down the points A and C, -3, 5, and 5, 9. We're going to first determine the gradient of AC, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's going to be 9 minus 5 over x2 minus x1, 5 minus -3. That's going to be 4 over 5 plus 3 is 8. So the gradient of AC is a half. Again, no decimal. We've got the gradient. We now need to know what C is to know what the equation of the line is. So we're just going to use any point. Let's use C 5, 9. You can use point A if you want to. X is 5 and Y is 9. So Y equals mx plus C. Y is 9. The gradient is a half. X is 5 and we're looking for C. So 9 equals 5 over 2 plus C. C equals 13 over 2, which is 6.5. So it is 6.5, but if it's not, you can't, just because something looks like it's something doesn't mean that it is. You have to prove it. AC is given by y equals a half x plus 13 over 2. And this is in standard form. Okay, C. Find the midpoint of AB. A is the point -3, 5. B is the point 1, 1. So using the midpoint formula, the midpoint of AB is x2 plus x1 over 2, y2 plus y1 over 2. So 1 plus -3 over 2, and then 1 plus 5 over 2. 1 minus 3 is -2 over 2 is -1. 1 plus 5 is 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So the midpoint M, the midpoint of AB is the point M, -1, 3. You can use any letter you choose. It doesn't have to be M. E. Find the equation of the straight line through the midpoints of AC and BC. Okay, so A minus 3, 5 and C is 5, 9. So the midpoint of AC is x2 plus x1 over 2, y2 plus y1 over 2. So 5 plus minus 3 over 2, and then 9 plus 5 over 2. 5 minus 3 equals 2. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. 9 plus 5 is 14 over 2 equals 7. We cannot call this point M because we called point M the midpoint of AB, right? So that was M over there. So let's just call this point T. So T is the midpoint of AC. So 1, 7 is over here, and that's point. We're going to find the midpoint of BC. So B is the point 1, 1. C is the point 5, 9. The midpoint of BC is x2 plus x1 over 2, y2 plus y1 over 2. Okay, so x2 plus x1, 5 plus 1 over 2, y2 plus y1, 9 plus 1 over 2. 5 plus 1 is 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 9 plus 1 is 10 divided by 2 equals 5. We'll call this point P. So they want us to find out the equation of the straight line through the midpoint of AC and BC. Notice they want the equation of PT. So T is the point 1, 7. P is the point 3, 5. Now to find the equation of a line, y equals mx plus c, we need to know the gradient and one point that lies on the line. We've got 2 points, so we can use either point. To find the gradient of PT, we use m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That'll be 5 minus 7 over 3 minus 1. So it's going to be minus 2 over 2. The gradient of PT equals minus 1. Okay, so y equals minus, because m is 1, minus 1, minus x plus c. Point, let's put in 0.17t. So x is 1, y is 7. So 7 equals minus times 1 plus c. 7 equals minus 1 plus c. C equals 8. So therefore y equals minus x plus 8. And this is the equation of the line PT.